Hi guys, today is the 14th of February 2014, so it's Valentine's Day. That means that I've been on testosterone now for almost exactly 4 months. The first change that I've noticed is that my voice has continued to settle. It's got a that's the cat over there. It's got a little bit deeper, and it's still cracking quite a bit, but only when I'm kind of talking quite loudly or quite animatedly. But out of excitement, I guess, that I don't hate my voice anymore, I've been doing some audio recordings, like audiobook recordings. There's this website called LibriVox.org, and you can sign up to basically read out parts of, I keep forgetting the word, public domain books. It's basically books that were published before 1920. So I've been just taking some random parts of them and trying different accents and different types of speaking, just basically to play about with it and to try and expand my vocal range, because you can hear I don't really have much of a range. I talk in a monotone, and I think it would be quite nice if I could expand that and maybe deepen my voice a little bit in some respects and make, I don't know, just make it more interesting, I think. But I'm quite enjoying the reading out these audiobooks. It's something I've never tried it before, but I always quite wanted to try it, so it's good fun. I don't know, maybe I'll finish an audiobook and I'll post a link to it eventually, but for now it's just little parts here and there. I feel as if I'm getting fitter, like I know I had previously noticed that I was getting strength gains, but it's just ridiculous now. I can bang out like 30 or 40 press ups, and I've started running again, and I've got a goal. My target is I need to run 1.5 miles in under 12 minutes, and I've managed to go from a 16-minute 1.5 miles to a 12.5-minute 1.5 miles in the space of 2 weeks. So I think I'm probably going to manage that. I've got until about June to get that sorted before I can apply for the police. That's the fitness level that I need to achieve to get in as a male officer. So I'm kind of quite positive about that, because I've always hated running. But if I'm making gains that rapidly, then I think it'll be fairly easy just to get in and do the bit that I hate the most, I suppose. I need to start running 5Ks. You're supposed to start running long distances as just part of your routine. Like, you just run a 5K as nothing. So I kind of need to get up to that. The problem that I've got when I'm running is I get really bad stitches, just like on both sides of my chest. Some days I can run 1.5 miles and I'm fine, but other days I get such bad stitches that I have to actually stop after maybe 800 metres and just walk for a few minutes before I can breathe again. That's not ideal, but that's why I've always hated the running, so I'm really hoping that I can kind of overcome that and get fit, basically. I suppose the reason that I've actually been running as well is the fact that I need to run, is because suddenly I've noticed that I've got a lot of energy and I'm quite restless. Like, if I'm sitting at work, sitting in front of the computer at work and talking on the phone or working on web design and stuff like that, I just feel like I really want to get up out of the seat and walk about. Or I'll think, it's lunchtime, I want to go for a run. I never do, because I don't have my running stuff with me. But it's one of these thoughts that I just don't want to be stuck behind a desk and doing nothing, because I've got all this energy that I just need to burn off. So I'm going to assume that's the testosterone doing what it's supposed to do, because I've been running for the past couple of months on 5 or 6 hours of sleep, and I'm fine. Before I started testosterone, I would get quite tired through the day, having to rely on energy drinks and stuff like that. But I'm just drinking water and I feel really good, to be honest. One of the downsides that I've noticed, I seem to have acquired a slightly shorter temper than I usually had or ever have had. It doesn't express itself as anger or anything like that. It would just be this kind of seething irritation, I guess, underneath everything else, that I'm not really that used to, because I'm putting this down to increased confidence. Because when I've got confidence in myself, I see where other people are making mistakes, and you can't tell people how to do things, and if you do that you start to seem like an ass, so I don't do that. I'll maybe give them some advice or kind of offhandedly suggest something that I've done that work quite well, it's similar to what they were trying to achieve. But it's, you know, it's that way when you're watching someone failing at something and you cannot do anything to stop them or to change how they approach it. You start to get a little bit annoyed, and it's that confidence in myself that I know what I'm doing now that kind of seems to be bringing that on. But it hasn't expressed itself. I'm not getting violent or anything like that. Yeah, it's just an odd sort of little side effect. It doesn't even affect me when I'm driving. I still don't get road rage, which I'm quite happy about. But as well, I seem to be cooling down quite quickly from that whenever I get angry. I don't sit and sort of seethe over things that annoy me anymore. I'll be annoyed for a wee while and then just let it go. Whereas before, you know, I would find myself sitting there for hours just thinking this thing over in my head over and over and over, and just going over every possible angle and everything that could have gone wrong or did go wrong or everything I could have said. And now it's more like I'll acknowledge that it's pissed me off and then let it go and focus on something else. And I've actually got this drive to actually focus on things now as well, which I guess is part of either the confidence or the testosterone, which is good. What else? Yeah, I've been doing kind of, as part of my fitness thing and part of the whole increased energy thing, I've been doing my low carb ketogenic diet again, and I've actually stuck to it for about a month. I've had a couple of cheat days where I've gone out for pizza with my mates and then gone straight back on it. And the first time I did this, my weight just fell off. I went from 11.5 stone to just under 10 stone within the space of 2 months. This was a couple of years ago, and this time I've lost about half a stone, which was all purely water weight, which I gained back instantly as soon as I ate those pizzas, and nothing else. So I can't tell, my belts don't seem to be any looser, so I'm going to have to assume that I'm not actually losing any weight. But I'm also kind of wondering, am I swapping fat for like muscle mass? Because I suppose with the testosterone it's supposed to increase your muscle mass. Muscle's denser than fat, so I should be seeing the scales going up, presumably, when I'm on testosterone. But they're staying the same. They've stayed the same for a month now. It's been 11 stone 2 pounds, and it hasn't really changed. It's fluctuated maybe half a pound every other day. But it's a little bit confusing, I guess, because, you know, I've got some weight I would like to get rid of so that I can actually see my muscle definition. That's my goal for this year. I want to actually be able to see my muscles and see my body now that I don't hate it quite so much. I guess, I don't know, I might be mistaken, but I think it perhaps might help when I finally get chest surgery done, you know, to be able to see where the muscles are and not to have too much fat in the way, because most of it is kind of abdominal fat that I've got. But find out, I guess. I'll keep on going and keep on eating as I am. You can see some of the evidence here in all of the empty cans of hot dogs, and those are avocados. They're ripening. I don't just leave food out randomly. Like, they're ripening. You have to buy them around the corner shop, and they come as hard as a rock. So they've been there for about a week now. I don't even know if that's how you're supposed to do it, but oh well. But yeah, I'll just keep on going, see how it goes. A side effect of either the diet or the testosterone or the energy, I don't really seem to have that much of an appetite. There's other guys on testosterone have been commenting that their appetites have kind of gone through the roof and they've been eating everything in the house like a teenage boy. I don't know whether this is just because I'm actually past puberty, you know, past teenage years, that this hasn't really affected me. I don't have much of an appetite. I can literally work all day without a break and not notice or care. My boss actually has to shove me off my desk and kick me out the door to actually go and get my lunch, because otherwise I would just work all day. Even when I'm out doing stuff like quite active and physical work, I won't really think about it. If I stop down and everyone else around me is eating fish and chips and all that, and I smell it, then I'll think, actually I could go for something to eat. But otherwise I just don't even think. I can eat a protein shake in the morning and then my dinner at night and not really miss any of the other meals in between. So I don't even know if I'm hitting my calorie intake or whatever the recommended amount would be for that, like 2,000 calories or something. I don't know if I'm eating that, but I don't feel like I'm missing it, and I don't feel like I'm overeating when I do eat. So I don't know, I guess it's working okay. But Oh aye, the side effect of the whole increased energy, I think, even though I'm sleeping maybe 5 or 6 hours a night, because I'll stay up really late writing and get up really early to go to work, I have really vivid dreams, and I remember them when I wake up, and it's really weird. You know, to be woken up suddenly, startled out of the middle of a dream by the alarm clock. You're not quite sure what the alarm is, or what that buzzing noise is on the table, or where you are. It's quite interesting, I suppose. It has made for some interesting content for my writing as well. You know, I don't know whether that's a little bit narcissistic to put your own dreams into your writing, but it's some interesting stuff, so perhaps it'll work. There is the facial hair thing, or the body hair thing in general, still hasn't really hit yet. I've got one extra hair on my chin right here. I can just about pull it, but I'm being very gentle with it, just to try and keep it, encourage more to come out. And I've got like one hair coming out here. This is the darkest hair. For fuck's sake, why would it come out here? Anywhere else but like fucking my forehead and my cheeks, really? I don't know. But I'm cutting that one off. I've got a straight razor that I got for Christmas, and I'm learning how to use that, and I've been taking everything off my cheeks and off my top lip, just to try and avoid this whole fuzziness look that it doesn't really work too well. But I'm really hoping that maybe by the next video we'll have a little bit more to show. The last change that I don't really want to talk about, I had a very slight increase in libido. I still don't feel attracted to people or to anything at all, you know, but randomly at work I'll just sort of suddenly have the urge to do something. It'll be a little bit distracting when I'm trying to focus on my CSS, and all I can think about is the things that I could be watching on the internet at that moment. So I don't know if that's a teenage boy thing or what, but that's a little bit weird. That's all I'll say on that matter. But anyway, I'll make another video probably in another month or so, when I see some more changes to report, or if I can think of anything else to talk about. And if you have any questions, or if you want to ask anything at all, then give me a shout, and I'll be quite happy to make a video and answer them. But until then, thanks for watching.